Hey everyone, wanted to make this really quick video, or maybe it'll be quick, I don't know. But anyway, it'll definitely be insanely valuable for you in terms of trading. So this is one of my chart with me videos. I did a live stream a while back, was having some technical difficulties, so I decided to just record it. If you don't know who I am, my name is LaKiesha. I've been a day trader for almost 2.5 years, investor for 13 years. Yale MBA, so I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so in this video, we're going to go over all of these different markets. And this is something that I typically do pretty much every weekend. So sometimes it's on a Sunday, sometimes it's on a Saturday, but basically, I like to review my trades from the week and then I like to prepare for the week that's coming up. So these are all the different markets that I'm looking at this week. Now, usually it's just American Express, Boeing, Exxon Mobil, Apple, and SPY and gold. But I did add, actually not even ExxonMobil. This is back in the fold now. So, and I'll talk about why it wasn't in the fold a little bit later. But also adding Tesla mainly because it's not something that I've traded probably like in 2 years. In other videos, I talk about how I lost a boatload of money on Tesla, and I was still kind of upset about that. So haven't been trading it, but now that I understand price action a lot more, I'm looking at retrading it. So, so this is just going to be a video of me going through some trades and just kind of talking through what I'm looking for. So that way, put this back here, so that way it helps you become a better day trader. So let's hop into it. And I think me right here is probably going to be the best, just so that way you could see what is happening on the chart. And oh, another thing, so you see lines on these charts because I typically don't erase everything unless it just gets too messy and I can't see the price. But for the most part, I try to keep these charts clean. And when you're doing your charting as well, that's something that you will see. If it gets hard to see the candles, that's probably an indication that you need to clean up your chart, just start from scratch. So anyway. So let's start with American Express. So I've been making some really good money on American Express for the past few months, mainly because the price has been jumping up. So here's some old price action. I'm not going to touch that. I'm only going to focus on what's happening right now. So this is kind of in my way. So let's move that. So let's go here. And I get like my little mantras on my charts. Money loves me. Money is always finding its way to me, mainly for positive vibes and psychology reasons. Psychology is huge in trading. So, and as you watch more videos on this channel, you will see how important it is because all this technical analysis is good, but that is more important. So, anyway, let me stop chattering. All right, so AXP. So, right now, I'm currently in a options trade on American Express. Throw my glasses. All right, so I'm currently in an options trade on American Express, and as you can see, price did shoot up. Use my little arrow. Price did shoot up from here. Actually missed this one, so I think I was in a meeting or something, but it is what it is. So shot up and I missed my initial entry. So I was looking for another entry. So basically, once this bearish candle formed and this bullish candle formed, I thought, wow, this would be a good opportunity for me to re-enter the market when this bullish candle appears. And that's what I did. And you can see that it came up from, let's see, I entered around 211 and it shot up to 213, which is actually really nice. I'm still in this trade. I did not take profits because I believe that price will completely fill this wick up to 214. And throughout this entire time, I've been thinking price has made all new highs. It's going to come down. And then it doesn't. And then it makes new highs and new highs. And obviously, this cannot continue forever. So I will be paying attention to that for sure. But for right now, this is kind of what price is looking like on American Express. And what else? So right before the market closed, you can see that there's this doji candle or this cross looking candle. So typically, when you see this doji type of candle, that means that at least in this way, where price had went down, made the doji, there's a probability or higher probability that price could continue up. It's just the market's way of resting. So we won't really know that until tomorrow morning. At this point, it's Sunday. So I like to look at the market pre-market, so before the market opens. So let's go here. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's hard to see the cursor. Come on. All right, so here's pretty much my big watch list. So these are the things that I typically focus on, and then these are just kind of extra. So you can see Exxon Mobile, Tesla, these are extra type of markets, but basically these are the markets that I'm focused on for the week. So I've been doing really, really well with American Express. So definitely want to ride this wave as much as possible. So before the market opens, I will look at this watch list and it'll tell me if the pre-market trading is higher than when it closed on Friday. In this case, since it's a Monday. So it's really interesting to look at that. And then, of course, if it's up and I'm in it, I'm happy. If it's not, then I try to come up with a plan to exit the position in order to mitigate my losses. So instead of hoping that it'll come back, I just cut it and look for another opportunity. That's been saving a lot of my capital these days for these past few months, because in the past I've been hoping, and hope is not really a good strategy in trading. So so this actually looks good to me. So if you were starting from scratch, so let me save this and then just draw it out hypothetically. So, and then I'm just going to remove everything. So I like to do analysis on higher time frames. So if I was looking at the daily, ooh, I can see that the daily it's bullish, but it did have this big wick up here, but it did have a big wick to the bottom. So it means that compared to these couple of candles right here, that price is losing its steam basically. So that's a really good thing for me to look at. So if I got nothing on the charts, I like to draw out the low and then the high of the daily. Now, I don't do this all the time because sometimes I do mark up things on the weekly, but let's just use the daily. So if price closes below this 210 area, then I would be looking for sells. And then I would be looking for sells pretty much all the way down here. Now, it's more likely that price will probably come to this area. Why, you may be asking? And that's because this candle here and this candle here, you can see that it tried to go down, but then it formed this really big wick to the downside. It tried to go down, but then it formed a really big wick to the downside. And basically, that lets me know that in this zone, in this 204 zone, price does not like to go down. So, price, if it does break and close below this level, then it has a possibility of going here and it could continue up, or it can continue to go back down, and then the next level will be around the $200 mark. And if you're paying attention to these numbers, 200 is a nice psychological level in the market. So that would be something that I would be looking at. So, and I know that that is a possibility, but there's also a possibility for price to go up. Let me use a skinnier arrow for price to go up above, let me move myself up above this oops, it messed up above this 214 area. There is a possibility because remember, I said that at 200, I was thinking it was going to go down. It didn't. At 204, I thought it was going to go down and it didn't. So, just ride the wave up. So, we'll see. Price could go much higher, maybe to 220 or something like that. I think it is very unusual activity for this particular market. But if you look at the overall trend, meaning zooming out a little bit, this market has been going up since October of 23. And I think I started trading American Express more consistently. I want to say it was like I don't think it was November. I think it was like end of November, December time frame, mainly because price broke up above this 163 level. And sometime during the summer, I think it was here. Nope, nope, that's not summer. So I think it was somewhere in here. or maybe it was even earlier. But anyway, somewhere in here, I bought some American Express stock on my investing account. And I think I bought it around 151, 152. So actually, so it was a little bit lower actually. Yeah, okay, so it looks right around here. So somewhere around here, or maybe even here, I don't remember exactly, but around that level. And as you can see right now, it being at 212, it's a really good increase of what, $62. And I only bought 10 shares, but still, hey, 62 times 10 is $620 that I made, just by clicking a couple of buttons. So I like American Express for trading, and I also like American Express for long-term trading. So this is just something you could potentially look at for your own accounts. So let me actually go back and load the other one just so I don't lose it. We're not gonna save this. Say load layout. And then, so I'm not gonna keep doing this on all of these because this would, I don't know what happened there because that would take a really long time. So in this video, and I'm trying to give you, save without, close without saving. Okay, good. I just want to make sure I didn't lose all my other stuff. So yeah, so that's American Express. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at. I'm looking for a price to possibly continue up above this 213 level and fill this wick over to the left to around 214. And if not, I'll probably exit the position if it goes below this pink line. Not necessarily trade below, but close below. I'll be looking at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 45, the hour. So just kind of like jump in between all those different time frames to see what it looks like. And sometimes, depending on what I'm seeing, I may jump down to the 5 minute because all of the smaller time frames make up those larger time frames, and you could sometimes get early clues on what's going to potentially happen in the market with the lower time frames. So I just want to make sure I'm still okay. Good. Still doing my thing with the audio. I've been having so many issues today. So anyway, so that's what I'm looking for on American Express. So let's hop over to Boeing. So I got a lot of lines here. So let me see if there's something I could clean up. Let me go to the daily. I always like to start on the daily. Oops. And at the beginning of the week, I like to look at the weekly. So you can see it's really choppy. Okay, so right now I'm in a position right now. We'll manage risk. That's going to be a key here for sure because this market has been pretty crazy. So it's been really choppy. So you can see it's a bunch of up, down, and craziness in here. So it could continue higher or it could go lower. We just don't really know. Nobody really knows. So, okay, so let me actually start on the weekly. And let me go to, I only want to show these things on, actually, okay, I don't know where it went. I'm trying to move this box so that way I don't see it on higher time frames. So this one and below. Because basically when I go to the weekly, it makes it a little messy. This one's fine, it's real tiny. But okay, so now if we look at the weekly, so you can see that I have this bottom level marked off all the way up here. This was just solid bullish momentum for weeks. What was this? October? Yeah, I made some really good money on this as well. So not in October, but in November, because I remember October overall was not a profitable month. It wasn't like that much of a loss, but it wasn't profitable. I ended up making a lot of my losses back, and it still ended up being not profitable by like, I don't know, like a couple $100. So that's not a whole lot, especially when most months I'm making thousands, which is awesome. Anyway, so October this week was really bullish, and this continued for a couple months, and then it dropped. So pretty much this dropped after the news about the panel on the plane. And yeah, it dropped significantly. So now, since it was on that upward trend, if I use my Fibonacci retracement level on the weekly, okay, I know this is kind of, oop, what is this doing? Okay, it froze up for a second. Let me do this. Okay, cool. So if I use my Fibonacci retracement tool on a weekly, I can see that price could possibly price is pretty much between the 61.8 level and the 78.6 level. And when it comes to this, um, I obviously want to see it continue up from 211 going up to about 216 and then above 216. That is a buy level for me. And you may be asking why. So, why? Because if you look over here, you see all of these candles rejected. And then once this candle right here was able to, at least on the weekly, and once this candle was able to jump up above this and closed, then the next week was bullish. Unfortunately, the next week after that was bearish, but once it came back up, it just took off. And you can, and if we hover on this candle and we look at the price up here, so I'm gonna hover on the candle and look at the price, you can see that it's 26.89. Like that is insane movement. And let's see, Monday, July, I was not in this move. So I didn't get back in until somewhere over in here. And I remember, I know it was above 200. So, and I was making a lot of money and it was awesome. So I'm hoping for that same kind of movement once we move above 216 again, mainly because of what happened in the past and then what happened in the recent past. So around this area where you got these strong candles. So let's go down to the daily. And I know I got this fib on here. Let me, actually, I'm just going to leave that for right now. And I'm going to take off the bigger fib because I just want to see the overall bigger picture. I don't want my charts to be too confusing. So if we go down to 199, we can see that there's strong resistance here, mainly because candle rejected right here, and right here. Even though those three candles closed bullish, you can see price jumped up to this 216 level. It rejected here. It didn't fully go up to that 216. It went up to like 206, came back down, but then this almost touched into that level again. So this is a really strong, well, support level. I think I said resistance before. This is a strong support level, and this is a strong resistance level. So right now it's just kind of stuck in these two different zones. So what I'm in one contract right now because what I like to do, especially in these high consolidation zones or these zones where there's a lot of uncertainty about what the market is going to do, I like to mitigate my risk by only entering one, maybe two, maybe three max contracts on that particular market. And then once price clearly breaks up above here and close for this market, then I want to put more weight behind it. So using that risk mitigation strategy has really helped me save a lot of money in the market. And let's see. So, okay. So basically, if I go down to, I like to go to the 3 hour chart. I don't know why this is freezing, like it's sticking. It's weird. Um, if I go down to the 3 hour chart, let me move this out the way. 3 hour chart and kind of scoot this up a bit. You can see it's just heavily choppy. So all I'm doing is just looking for minor support and resistances. So basically you have a resistance when you got a bullish and a bearish candle together, and you got a support when you have a bearish and a bullish together. So anyway, so the market on Friday, because this is a Sunday right now, the market on Friday closed bullish, at least a 3 hour candle, but weak bullish. So that's kind of a concern because we weren't able, let me make this a little bit bigger. So that's kind of a concern for me because we weren't able to, let me find my arrow, skinny arrow, um, on this candle because we weren't able to break up above this candle right here. So that's a bit of a concern. So we just have to wait until Monday. So to see, you can see my stop loss is below the support level. So the support was formed with this bearish candle and this bullish candle. And if price on a lower time frame closes below pretty much this yellow line, then I'll be exiting the position because at that point, that means that there's a higher probability for price to go uh, down to this 204 level. Well, first probably stopping somewhere around here at 207 and then, or actually 206, this kind of whole zone, and then coming down here. So I don't I don't want my money to just fade away. So I want to manage my risk as much as possible. And the fact that I entered this buy position, because if we look at an hour time frame, that's mostly what I'm doing my analysis on in the day. Let me fix this again. Alrighty. So pretty much, let me zoom this out. So pretty much the fact that price kept selling, 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 there was some small pullback or a small pullback in here, but then it kept selling. Um, the price that, or the reason why I entered this trade, gosh, is because of price action in the past. So if we look over to the left will always give you some clues as to what price wants to do. If we look at the left here, we'll see that price on the 1 hour chart, which is one of my favorite charts, it created a support. So remember, we got a support when we got a bullish and a bearish and a bullish candle together. And then once price, ooh, I remember this trade. Once price broke up above this candle right here, it just took off. Like, so it went from, let's go here. So it went from here all the way up here. That's $4. And depending on what you trade, if you're doing options, that's $4 times 100. That's, and then there's some other math that's involved, but roughly that's about $400 that the price shot up for one contract. Imagine if you had, four or five or more contracts, then it's amazing. So, so anyway, so I'm looking for that move again. Jeez, I've been talking for hours today. This is my second video. Um, first time doing this one, two and a half times with the other. So anyway, so basically, I saw this candle right here. You can see I got it highlighted. I saw this candle right here, and I'm like, okay, well, I actually missed the initial move because once price broke up above here, I could have entered this position, but and maybe got a tighter stop loss, but it's still all good. So price needs to be trading up above 209 tomorrow in order for me to be able to add position and also have more confidence in the trade in terms of it continuing to move up. And if price breaks and close above this level, then I can add another position and ride this and then ride it all the way up here. And this will be a nice payday, especially if I've added positions along the way. So in my style of trading these days, I'm always looking for opportunities to enter the market again and basically ride the entire trend. So um, so that's just something that I'm looking at, and I could have, since we were right here, I could have added more contracts here if I would have caught this move, and that could have been cool because if you add the bulk of your risk at the beginning and you're able to ride this all the way up, then it's a better payday versus if you're adding, a high level of contracts or whatever you're trading along the way. So it just is what it is. You learn something from every trade that you take. So, and I can't remember. I think I was probably in a meeting or something. So, meetings, darn, missing money. So, but anyway, obviously I gotta focus on my regular job more than this. So that's why I'm doing this on the weekend. But anyway, yeah. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to start trading above here, but if for whatever reason price breaks the low of this and closes below, then I'm exiting the position. It's gonna be for a loss, but I'd rather take a small loss than a huge loss potentially. So, and I could always re-enter the market. So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow for Boeing. So, Exxon Mobil is a position that I'm currently in as well. So, I saw this move over here. So basically, as you probably guessed right now, the market is cyclical. So I'm looking for this move right here. So looking at it and using my FIB on starting here and ending here, I could see that right now it's between the 78.6 retracement and 100%. So when I entered this trade, it consolidated a little bit, but it looked like when price broke this high, it looked like it may be coming back up to 103.18. And that's kind of like my first target, mainly because there's clean candles off to the side here. Clean candles just means that there's, solid price action coming down, and I want to ride the wave of solid price action going up. So here, right now I'm in drawdown, but it's not a whole lot of money. I bought two contracts at $90 each. That's $180. Even if 100% of the premium is gone, I'm not going to be in the poorhouse. But obviously don't want to lose my money. I want to make money, which is why I took these trades in the first place. So just gotta wait and see what the market is doing pre-market. It's either gonna go up or either gonna go down. So I have my stop loss pretty tight here. And now that I'm looking at it, it really should be below this level. Why? Because we got this long wick over here and price rejected, went up. And it formed this other candle formed another wick below here, but price rejected, kept going up. So really, this is where my stop loss should be. So maybe like 50%, but we'll see because I really don't like to lose more than 25% of a contract's value. So I'll just see what the candles are doing. So it would be great for price to continue up. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, so the stop loss is a little tight. I know it's a little tight. So probably by the time I see this in the morning, I'll probably adjust it to be like right here or maybe even right here. But preferably like right here because you can see the spot that I have highlighted. This is where I anticipated price to go. But then I saw some signs and wonders at this level that it looked like it possibly wanted to go up. So let's move on to the next chart. So Apple, am I in this one? I don't think I'm in. No, I'm not in this one because I didn't see the candles weren't doing what I wanted it to do. So I was in a trade, I think last Thursday, and then I exited on Friday for a profit. I believe it was part of this move up here. I didn't get the whole thing, but I think it was somewhere right here where I exited. I can't remember exactly why, at least not off the top of my head, but I'm glad I got out because then price started to sell off for a correction. And actually, let me go to 30-minute. Price started to sell off. So this I will clean up because right now I'm not in a trade and there's a lot of lines on my chart. Okay, I want to keep that. I can get rid of this consolidation box. I like to draw those boxes for consolidation. I'm actually gonna reduce that to over there. Structural low. Okay, this looks good. So anyway, so like I talked about at the beginning of this video, I like to do structural high, structural low. So basically, this is based on the daily. So since that was based on a different day, I can move these. I can move this to right here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a tiny bullish candle for Apple and then structural low that I can move that. And then I have to go down to lower time frames to adjust it because it may look a little off. Okay, great. Um, okay, was this? Yep, this is a low. So anyway, I don't do this for every single market, just because for me it's not necessary, but it is really helpful to know where the previous high of the previous day's high or low was. So I'm just cleaning up my chart because, and I'm gonna remove just some of these arrows. Just gonna move these over here, clean out my chart. Actually, I don't need that one right there. I'm still waiting for this. So we will see what happens. But a, a better entry, let's see. Oh, it did form a little support here. So we got two. So I found this interesting right here. So we got two uh, bullish, or we got a bullish and a bearish doji candle. So, and they both rejected the lows. That looks pretty interesting to me. So, let me move this back. So anyway, so I think that's interesting. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this because it's a little distracting. Get rid of this, a little distracting, but I will draw this. So I have a resistance level. If I look right here, this is my closest resistance. level, but since we have another level that's super close and we have this candle rejecting that kind of zone, remember all price is a zone, so I am going to draw this like this. And then I'm actually going to extend. Yeah, okay, extend this line right here. So yeah, this is looking good to me. And I like to put, sometimes I like to put my zones next to the candle body, and sometimes I'll do it closer to the wick. So you'll see here it's mostly closer to the wicks, but here it's close to the body. So it's just whatever looks good to me, and you do the same for you. But I'm looking for this, let me see, this zone. Oops. Okay, 189.60. That's close to 190. See where is actually 190. Okay. Oh, it's at that high. Okay. So actually the highest. Yeah. Wow. 189.99. That's crazy. So anyway, so we'll see. So my first target on this position, if depending on how it looks in the morning, will be going up here and then maybe even higher. So, but right now there's no trade for me just because this price action is super choppy. And all choppiness means is that there's no clear direction on where the price wants to go. All right, so no trades there yet. Okay, so SPY, I'm not in any of these. I did miss, man, this was a big, big candle. So I do have a lot of crap on here. So let's go ahead and clean up these charts. I'm going to remove that fib. Oh, wait, actually, no, I want to keep that fib because since price is now making all-time highs, we don't know where the price is going to go. So I'm actually going to adjust my fib. So I'm going to keep this as the structural low, but I'm going to change this, the structural high from being up there to there, because that's where price has gone. And I'm going to remove this all-time high. Oops, crap, wrong thing. So actually, let me lock this fib into place so I can keep it there. I'm going to remove this arrow. I'm going to remove this all-time high line because it's been making all-time highs for a couple of weeks now. Um, and not going to really touch the bottom here, but let's see. I think that's a good resistance level because we got all those rejections and right there, price did dip below, but then it came back up, so that's still good to me. Right here, here's a previous level or a structure level at yeah 495.94. So that still looks good, but I will adjust it. Oh, and it lines up perfectly. This is the other thing, and it lines up perfectly with the 50% fibs. So come on. So pretty much what I am going to do is I'm going to move this level down so that way it covers this support right here. I mean, you can see that it's still touching that, so that's fine. But this is a key level, especially because we have area that got rejected, and then this also became an area of support. So I'm gonna remove, let's see, I'm gonna keep that right there. I'm gonna go to the daily. Oh, oh, this is old. Yeah, we can delete that. So contracts. Cool. So, okay, so here's the structural low. So I'll do it right there. Oh, I got two of these. Keep it on there. All right, so let me go back to the hour or go to a lower. Oh wow, okay, got it. So this was the zone on Friday. Like it just kept printing money. Like it didn't even slow down. So so yeah, so this looks good to me. I mean, if I wanted to, I can come back and delete these old lines. I'm just gonna do it because I really don't need it. I just want my charts to be kind of clean. That's fine to me because that almost lines up with this level right here, 490, and that's a nice psychological level. Yep, that looks good to me. So we don't know where it's going to go. This is another one that has all-time highs, just like American Express. So who knows? So, but this is looking good to me. So let me go ahead and save it. Let me make sure I saved Apple as well and all these other ones, just so that way when I come to the charts in the morning, it looks how, come on, it looks how I expect it to look. Okay, we definitely want this view saved. I don't know why is this taking double clicks. That's so weird. Anyway, so okay, so now Tesla. So this is something that I've been watching. So there's a resistance level on Tesla that is right here. So I would take this if price comes up to this level, but I'm not, mainly because there's not enough range for me. So even though it may be breaking out of that consolidation level, it's only $1.74, and I would be looking for a much higher return. So if we use our tool right here and we draw it like this, like, and we went up here, like this is only a 1-to-1. I'm looking for at least three or four. So let's see. Oh yeah, that was nice. So I'm looking for a bigger move, more like $6.85 on Tesla, which could possibly happen because that is actually around $200, which is a nice psychological level. And there's a possibility. But between here and here, I wouldn't take it. But if we're above the strong resistance level at 195.55, then I possibly would take this trade. So I'm just kind of looking. So at the moment, it just looks interesting, but I'm not doing anything with it. If we zoom out and look at the bigger picture, we can see that Tesla, at least this is kind of a downtrend, but the fact that price made a strong support here, and the reason why it's strong is because once price bounced off of here, let's do this. It bounced from here and then it kind of zigzagged this way all the way up here. So it went from 193 to 265, which is a huge jump. That's like a $74, if I'm doing my math right. It's like a 70 plus dollar jump. So that's a really nice move. Now that will be amazing if you held it. So the fact that price is now coming back down and it broke this level right here, it stopped here. Now, if it comes back above this level right here, then it's a higher probability and closes above. I like to wait for candle closes as confirmations. Closes above, then it's a possibility for price to come into this zone at like 211, and then come up to this resistance at 224, and then come up to, let's see, about this 232, 250, and then back up here. And if it continues to go up, then that'd be amazing to 300. So, but anyway, that may take some time. That's not going to happen in a week. Um, but who knows? So yeah, so that's why I'm not interested in it, because right now on the daily, although it closed bullish, it did reject this level of resistance. And the rejection tells me that it's not ready to go up yet. But if it does close above here, then it lets me know that there's a higher probability for it to come up to this 207. So from 196, or not 195, whatever, to 207, that's a $12. Did I do my math right? Yeah, it's a $12 jump. So anyway, so yeah. So anyway, I'm interested, but not really interested in terms of putting money down on this right now. So, and now gold. So I used to trade XAU USD, and pretty much I'm moving to gold futures, mainly because I want a US based broker. And I just signed up for these people, so I'm not like pumping them up, but basically interactive brokers, because I can trade directly from TradingView. I believe it's an extra fee or something that's involved, but I mean, if you're trading gold and you're making money, then what's what, $5 or however much it costs. So anyway, so I haven't really looked at this too much because I'm still new at trading futures, but not new at trading price action. So as you can see, price on gold, at least this gold futures, is really choppy. So if we go, do I still have XAU? Oh, what just happened there? I didn't click on anything. That was weird. All right, let's try it again. XAU. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, this looks kind of choppy. I don't think it looks as choppy, but it is pretty choppy. So anyway, compared to futures, yeah, it looks about the same, about, but it's all choppy. So it's I haven't really close out saving. Um, I haven't really been looking at gold just because it's been insanely choppy. I mean, back here it was trending and I was trading it, but now I'm not. So if we break this down, I don't want to move my lines, but let's see if we can adjust some of them. Okay, so this is a daily. So we can see that the previous day closed bearish. So it closed bearish, but it did reject this 2036 level, which is nice because if it would have closed below, then it would be like, okay, then we're coming back down to, let's just say this 2020 level. So since it rejected it, that means that there's a probability for it to come back up to this 2047 level. And let's see, do I need to adjust my levels? I feel like I do. So let me adjust. Yeah, I like that better. So I moved this up to like 2052, just based on the candles. Like I said, I haven't really been looking at this. So, and then I want to move this right here. So I want to move this to 47. You can see over here, mainly because on the daily, it formed a resistance here. It has this bullish candle. It rejected these highs, and then it formed a bearish candle. That is a resistance level, a strong resistance level. And what else? And then down here, I could actually move this a little bit closer, mainly because of this support. We have a bullish candle with a or bearish candle with a bullish candle, and we formed a support. You can see that the wick of the bullish candle stopped right here. The body of Friday's candle stopped right here, so it's still up above that level. So it means that it's some hope for it to go up to 2052, but not 100%. So, and then let me clean up these other levels down here. That's why I like starting off with the daily or sometimes the weekly because it's much cleaner than all that chop on a lower level. So I would actually move this candle to, mm, let's see, that looks good. Excuse me, that also looks good. So let's go down to lower levels and just see how this looks. So let's say to the 4 hour. Okay, I'm really liking that I placed this right here because we see all these rejections here. We got price bullish, closing bullish on the 4 hour chart, but it's right at the level. So, I mean, we can actually move it down to make it look like it's above the level. It's still fine because we got all these candles over here rejecting. So that looks fine to me. So you just have to adjust based on lower levels. So now we got this at 2014. So based on these rejections over here, like all this throughout here, I like this line being right here. So, and it kind of matches up with here. It started off being a resistance level, but then it turned into a support and shot up there. So, and you can see price came to here and then it shot up here. And actually this gapped up even higher. So this was a crazy move. If somebody was in that was a nice move. I would have got out as soon as the market opened and I saw that. Like take my money and run. Especially because it came up to this previous resistance level right there. But anyway, we'll focus on recent price action. So that's the biggest key here. 52. So this is like a little choppy. If you do chart patterns, you can see this looks like a head and shoulders. It's a little hard to see. It's like a funky looking head and shoulders, but it is. So we'll see what happened with that. So yeah, I like this. This is basically a fake out right here, where price looked like it was going up, but then that next candle closed bearish back below the range. That's a fake out. Mm, and then the next, then like this is a level two. You can see this candle rejected this 2059 level. This candle or these candles obviously rejected and went down. So if price comes back up here, I like to draw this little path. So if price comes up, and this is a high level time or higher time frame, so there's more confirmation, but if price comes above this 4 hour candle, has a possibility to go up here, and if it comes above here, it could come right here, and then all the way up there. That will be a super nice move if it moves that smoothly. Gold is crazy at times. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at contracts or if you're looking at XAU, it's basically the same. And then there's even gold options contracts. I think GLD is a ticker symbol. I've never traded that, but I did look at it before futures, and I really like futures because there's no, um, in the US, there's no PDT rule. So that's really awesome. You do need minimum amounts in order to trade gold futures. Depending on your broker, they'll have all that information, including the fees. But I really like that PDT rule, and then two, or not being subject to the PDT rule, and then also with futures, there is no, uh, I wouldn't say no capital gains tax. I think it. Wait, I want to look at that. I think there was another thing from a tax standpoint. I don't think there was capital gains tax on this, or at least not the higher rate. So I would definitely look into that. So, but there's definitely benefits on that. I think you still do, yeah. The government wants their money, so you still do pay taxes, but you just don't pay as much taxes. Doesn't matter if you hold it for a day or hold it for a year. So I like that. It's lower capital gains. So anyway, yeah. So this is pretty much my analysis is done. Let me look at that 1 hour just to make some adjustments if necessary. So you can see here where price is kind of overlapping, and this is just crazy consolidation. What I would want to do is adjust my level based on this, because you can see it lines up perfectly here and perfectly here. This, we'll just let that be. um, and we can look back in the future, but we do want to put most of our emphasis on recent price action. So recent being Friday. And then right here, I actually want to adjust that a little bit more because we got these four rejections right here on the hour. Let's see, this is looking good for me because we got all these rejections over here. This still looks a little interesting. So let me go down to the 45-minute and see if I can clean this up a little bit. I really like this one. This one's looking good to me. So this is the thing about charting. And is you have to constantly make refinements. And I know this video was hella long, but there's definitely a lot of nuggets in this. So yeah, this looks fine to me. I may make some adjustments in the morning, but for the most part, I'm really liking how this is looking. And I even jump down to the 30-minute to see. Um, so basically what I'm looking for is I'm looking for rejections. I'm just trying to make my charts as nice as possible. So that way, when I come to the charts, I don't have to do a whole lot of thinking. This is a minor resistance level right here. So, so if I see like a 30-minute candle close above here, bullish, then there's a high possibility that price could start here and then continue up to here. So that would be really nice. You can see price before rejected this level. So I would say this, wow, that's an ugly candle. So I would say like somewhere in here would be where price could potentially go. So anyway, I think my analysis is done. Analysis is done on this. So I got my broker set up. I got to add, there's a random two dogs. Uh, Stray dogs is weird. So anyway, outside my window. So I've seen those dogs before in our neighborhood. But anyway, um, yeah, so my analysis is done here. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know what market you want to see. I'm happy to break down a market that I didn't do here. And yeah, we just continue to go from there. I just want to share my knowledge and basically how I analyze the markets. And this is cool because you get content, I get my charts done. And this is stuff that I do anyway every single week. So why not share it? So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.